Joe Stampone, founder, managing partner, Stampone, O'Brien, Dilsheimer law firm. The relationship with Delmo Sports and them being the title sponsor of Try the Wobbles.
Looking forward to our conversation.
Let's take it inside.
All right.
Thank you.
Sure.
Now, some of you may be wondering, why would a law firm, Joe, why would a law firm want to be the title sponsor of a triathlon in North Wildwood, New Jersey? But this relationship has a long history, doesn't it?
It does. It does. Goes back 25 years, Steve.
It goes back a long ways, and maybe you could tell them how you first met me and what I was doing.
Well, I was living in Wildwood Crest, where I've had a house since 1987, and we used to frequent a very well-known restaurant, Marina Cole's. Steve, I will call him a waiter at the time, but quite frankly, he was a busboy. But we got to know each other very well in that setting. My family enjoyed a lot of great meals, and it went from there.
Yeah, so that's a true story.
Absolutely.
My first meeting with you was you coming in with your family,
right,
and enjoying a meal. Me working with Mrs. Delmo, as you all know her. She was the boss and still is. And that was our first kind of getting to know. So I've served many a meal to the Stampone family, and we developed a relationship way back 20 years ago at that time at that place.
And you'll acknowledge I was a good tipper.
Outstanding.
Okay.
Outstanding. Fast forward about 15 years, 16 years, and I was getting hassled via email to put Delmo Sports on film, to capture what we were doing at our events on film. And someone came into my office by the name of Steve Zemelinsky of Drone One. So everything you see on film with Delmo Sports is done by Drone One. And it just so happens that there's a relationship between Drone One and Steve Zemelinsky and you. And what would that relationship be?
Well, Steve happens to be my son-in-law. And actually, Drone One got off the ground in my backyard in Lower Gwinnett. Steve has always been interested in flight. He has an engineering degree in aeronautical engineering. And I think we were playing around with a drone, filming my backyard, filming my house. And we had the idea, hey, maybe we can do this and make some money. So Steve and I decided to put together a business plan, which he has really run with, and the rest is history.
So I meet with Steve in the office. We're talking. I'm sold. I go all in with Delmo Sports. I commit my life to it. I don't do anything else. And I've learned that he's married to Mr. Stampone's daughter, and we developed this kind of connection. And from that point, how did we kind of get reintroduced once you started seeing a couple of things here?
Well, I wasn't real familiar with Delmo Sports and your industry until Steve started shooting the videos. And after I had the opportunity to view the videos, I said to myself, geez, my law firm is really involved with representing athletes. In particular, athletes who have the unfortunate situation where they're injured. And I thought it might be a good relationship to start. So I talked to Steve about being introduced to you and talking about a sponsorship.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think one of the things that makes this a particularly special relationship is that there's this long history involved where it wasn't just us going out there trying to find someone to believe in what we were doing. This comes from a long lead up of really providing a service action, which is why we're here today at your office up here in Cheltenham, is that when you walk into this place, you're greeted, there's an energy, and things happen here.
It's family here, and it's really personal for us. Similar to you running with the athletes, we started out hiring athletes. Before we represented athletes. And myself, I was a Division I baseball player, coached at every level, high school, started a semi-professional team, owned the professional team, started AAU programs. My nephew Tyler, who's an attorney at the firm, great athlete in high school and college, signed with the Baltimore Orioles, played there for a few years. My nephew and partner, Kevin O'Brien, avid golfer, tremendous golfer, participates in a number of PGA events, amateur events, Cedar Brook champion, multiple years. I can go on and on through the attorney list. JB, my son Dan, Andrea Sasso, Prince Holloway, all have athletic backgrounds. They participated in athletics, high school level, college level, and some beyond. So we really have a good understanding of what it requires to relate to the athlete, especially when they have an unfortunate situation and suffer an injury.
Or the parallel between Stampone, O'Brien, Dilsheimer Law, and Dumbo Sports is world-class service. I know, and I'm sure you know, that when someone comes to you, they're going to get the best service possible, correct?
Absolutely, absolutely. And beyond being good attorneys, Steve, I like to emphasize that we're good human beings. And that's really important in this business. We give our clients personal attention. I can't tell you how many clients I have a continuing relationship with long after we've settled their case, because we get to know their families, we get to know their children. They're subject to traumatic events that really can be life-changing, because we handle some very significant cases. And it's important that they understand the kind of service they're going to get when they meet us. We're not just in it to earn a fee. Obviously, getting the clients compensated is incredibly important, but it's a lot more than that for us.
World-class service, personal attention, and at the end of the day, the reason we're here is when you step into the office here, when you step into the transition area or the race site, there is an energy that is palpable. You can feel it. You know you're in a place where something special is going to take place.
Good way of putting it. Our mantra has been personal injuries require personal attorneys, and that's really our focus.
So that's just a little bit about the Stampone, O'Brien, Dilsheimer law firm, how we got together, why the partnership is actually a perfect partnership. I can tell you firsthand, with your investment in us in this event, especially what we've gone through over the past 12 to 15 months, you're making it a possibility for thousands of athletes to continue participating in Try the Wildwoods, and we are extremely grateful for that.
We do it because of you, Steve. We talked about why we got into this business, and it really started with Drone One. But quite frankly, Drone One was the introduction to us seeing the kind of product you put out, and the entire Dumbo Sports team should really be congratulated. And I know you're not in this for people to congratulate you. You're in this for the athlete. And what's beautiful about what you do is the sense of community that you've created, and that's what we're all about, a sense of community.
Outstanding. So there you have it. Whether you're going to be represented on the law side or you want to come and participate with us in health and wellness, it's all about world-class service, it's all about personal attention, and it's all about great energy. So Joe, thank you for meeting with me today.
Really appreciate it. Thanks, Steve. Looking forward to the 18th annual Stampone Law Try the Wildwoods, July 24th.
There you go.
Thanks.
So the Stampone Law Try